Hello,
Hi.
welcome to HealHer Ministries. We are so excited. I'm
Yes.
Danny,
I'm Anna.
and we wanted to share with you the mission, the vision behind HealHer Ministries. We really have seen it be a God story, and we want to share just to inspire you to seek the Lord and to know that all good things come from Him.
Yeah.
And our heart behind this is to truly help women heal at a soul level, build God-rooted confidence, and then boldly step into their calling. In working with multiple women, Christian women, non-Christian women, I have noticed a common theme among every single one of them, and it is they lack confidence at a deep level. And even Christian women, that read their Bible, that go to church on Sundays, they are still in this state of doubting themselves, and they're in disbelief that God could use them. They don't know what that looks like. And we're just believing that the Lord wants to call up His daughters and for them to know who He created them to be, so that way you can impact the world. You can go and make disciples. You can go and fulfill the Great Commission in your own unique way. And you get out of this comparison mode that the enemy likes to use to cause us to slip and to look to the left and to the right and view women of, oh my gosh, well, like, her gifts magnify my weaknesses. And that's a play of the enemy. And we just want the heart behind this to help you see yourself the way God sees you, help you learn how to abide in Him, hear His voice, because when you can do that, you will naturally fulfill the calling that He has on your life, because He wants to give that to you. He wants to tell you that. And so when me and Anna met, it was just so cool. We've barely known each other, maybe like 30 days. I don't even know. But where maybe you've experienced this, but the Lord just, like, not godly relationships, but like, oh, this is a friendship like the Lord has anointed.
Yeah.
I've only had like maybe 2 in my life, and you're 3, and it's just been, and girl, I do not be texting people every day, but we were texting every day. Like, I do not have any friends that I'm texting every day. And it was just so cool.
Fruitful conversation too.
Yes, it's so cool how we met. So, I mean, initially, HealHer was something that, and it wasn't even HealHer at the time, but for 2 years, I knew that I knew on my heart there was a mission to really help women, coach women, mentor women, and it's really developed over time in the capacity of what God was really wanting me to do with the skill of coaching that I've cultivated over the years. And whenever I met Anna, I was like at this place of, I don't know if, I'm to do marketplace ministry. I don't know, what this is going to like really look like. And I don't even remember the conversation, but you were just, whenever I met you, I just knew that you were truly abiding with God. Like, every single word out of your mouth was just wisdom. And just sitting with you, I was just like, I'm so enjoying this right now. Like, you can just tell when somebody has spent time with the Lord. I'm like, she has been spending time with the Lord. You want to be like next to those people. And so it was just so anointed the way that, like, if you can talk about like how God highlighted, he like really worked in just a cool way of making us meet.
Well, I think we go to the same church, and I saw her one time in a Sunday service. You sat like right in front of me, and I remember just being kind of drawn to you in some way. And we talked about this before, like maybe it's you had a cute outfit on, or like maybe I just liked your style. But then we kind of were in Dream Team Center together, and we were getting ready to serve. And it was funny because I think it was both of our first night at Motion.
And I was about to not go. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go.
Yeah. And it was like, we just both so happened to be there. I was in the middle of a breakthrough, like that turning point of my testimony that I'll always point back to. I was right in the middle of that. So I was just fully abiding all day, every day, because it was the only way that I was surviving, really was just kind of spending time with the Lord to figure out what is going on. And we found each other, we met, and I think one of my daughters was there, and we just yapped in the Dream Team Center for the longest, and we exchanged numbers, and then we went to Starbucks and sat there for like 3.5 hours yapping outside, like just going to it like we had known each other forever.
Yeah. It was so cool. And like, so I didn't even know that the Lord highlighted her to me, but whenever we passed each other one time, I remember, and you had Heidi with you, and you were just like, yeah, you just stood out to me. And then whenever you said that, I was like, look at God. Like, that is so cool. And you know, I loved how you shared a similar, it was really your story. Like the stuff that you had walked through, I was like, you are going to impact so many women. Like, that's just what I was thinking. I was like, there's so many women that go through what you've gone through, and they don't have like, they have maybe friends that they talk to about, maybe, but they don't have a woman of God that has made it to the other side to say, hey, like, this is the pathway to heal and to move forward. You know, you're not broken. You're not alone. God loves you, and he can redeem you. And so I was just like thinking already, because in my head, on my side, I'm like thinking about the type of woman that HealHer is going to help. And you were just able to bring in a multitude more of other women into it. You know, I could only speak to a certain person like that has gone through, like really relate to them on like a real level. Like, hey, I've walked through this, and this is how you get to the other side. And you just brought in like a whole nother like dynamic or demographic of another woman. And so that's really what has made HealHer, I think, just so, like, it's not about me. And that was something that I had to like honestly battle with, is like, and something that was also confirmation too of bringing you in, because it is something that I battle with. I remember one time I was at a conference, and the Lord revealed to me that I had pride in my heart, and that for me, what my desire was initially was to coach women so that way I could be seen as like a good coach, not for the woman. And I remember praying in that moment. I was like, Lord, take this away from me. Like, thank you for exposing it. Like, I don't want that. I really want to be washed away from that and to truly serve women, because that's what it's about. And so that was a journey he took me on, but I know that could be a slippery slope for me. And so, oh my gosh, there's just so much I want to talk about, but I'm losing my train of thought of the first point, but maybe we'll circle back to it. But, oh wait, so, just having honestly like humility and like a submission to God to like say, okay, like bringing somebody else into the vision, like being like a heart yes to it. Just because you're wanting to make sure it's like the right person. Like, is this, you know, do we have a similar vision for this? Are we on the same type of time, you know, of making this come to pass? And so the confirmations, one of the biggest confirmation that I had was, one, just like your belief in it. And then also when we were at a youth conference, there was the last speaker, and he was talking about how he never travels. He travels all across the world to speak, but he never travels alone. And that spoke to me like, yeah, you are not to do this alone. Like, that's foolish to think that you can be a shepherd of these women by yourself. Where's the accountability? Where's the other covering? And like accountability, like it's a narrow road, and we are going to be held to a higher responsibility when we are in positions of leadership and pastoring women. And so that was confirmation. I was like, oh yeah, like I can't even see this happening without you. Like, you're such a vital part in it. So the Lord's faithful to just have confirmation. So like, you just bring just I don't know, like, it's like a peace, and just your gifts are just such a gift to me. And then I know like we'll be able to like, it's like the power teams, like it's like a power team in the spirit.
Yes,
together.
yes, and your gifts are the same. Like we don't share the same strengths. We laugh about kind of both of us being type B, where we're kind of go with the flow. And it's funny because the world always says like opposites attract, but when we really start walking in the spirit, it's kind of the opposite of that. We're equally yoked. You know, we work together well, and for different reasons, right? But we also are the same in a lot of ways. So we can relate to one another and we can be patient with one another. Whereas someone with a different personality might not be able to be patient with us in certain areas. So I definitely think that it's a union and a covenant that the Lord kind of put together so that it can be stewarded the way that it needs to be.
Yeah. I love that. He's so intentional.
Yeah.
And then tell me, like, because one of your faith in HealHer really strengthened my faith in it, because whenever you are launching something, you know, you're stepping out on faith, but there's like the seeds of doubt, and that was a huge thing that like held me back from doing something like this in the past. But your belief is like, no, this is going to impact so many women. Women need this. And I was just like, you know what? You're right. Yeah, they do. So what was like I guess, why did you have faith in it?
Really just through prayer. I mean, more than anything, I think sometimes I know the Lord can work through our relationships. That's what he does. We were never meant to be alone. So as we've just formed a friendship, and even in the beginning, for me, it was more just like, and I said it so many different times, like, just put me wherever you want me, like whatever it is you want me to do. I just knew that I was supposed to be a part in some way, right? And it was just the more time went on, it was just more kind of just being still and sitting in the spirit and just allowing him to kind of flourish it, and to honor that it was birthed within you, and being able to really just see how I think sometimes we can see someone else's vision clearer than they can see it themselves. Because what the enemy's going to tell you is he's not going to play that game with me, because it's not my vision, right? It was a vision that the Lord birthed within you. So I truly believe that that's why the Lord needed it to be a partnership and designed it to be a partnership, just like any other area in life, because the enemy is going to attack you where I can strengthen and where I can intercede. And then there will be moments that it'll be vice versa. And there already have been moments where I've called you and be like, I am in absolute crisis. And you're not, right? You can see it more clearly than I could, because it was something personal to me. And so I think that's more than what it is. It's just kind of the Lord working through both of us to just say, hey, Danny needs this encouragement right now. And so he just kind of gives it to me to kind of give you the overflow.
Yeah. I love it. It's just, it was perfect.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for like where it's heading. We do have our official launch party,
Yes.
September 14th.
So exciting.
So you're officially invited. We'd love for you to be in the room. Think like we're gonna be on Zoom, so just think comfy, cozy.
Yeah.
Bring your tea, your blanket, and we're believing the Lord is going to show up and really help every single woman that steps out in faith to come. We're going to be doing it in masterclass style. So we want to launch this ministry just pouring into you, helping you silence the self-doubt, silence that inner critic, which is straight up the enemy. Know how to heal your soul at a deep level, so that way it doesn't follow you into your future and even torment you in your present. And then doing those things so that way you can boldly step out in your calling. Like the Lord is bringing up bold believers. We do not need to sit in the shadows and sit on the sideline. We are in battle. And he needs you to equip yourself to be ready, to know how to fight. Because if you continue to allow the enemy to speak these lies into you, for you to believe that you're not equipped, that you're not enough, that God doesn't forgive you, that you can't forgive yourself, you've done too much, you're too far gone, you're letting him win. And those are just not the truth, and the Lord doesn't want you to stay in that place. And so we're believing that this masterclass, this launch party, is going to help those women that feel stuck and they want to be free. And we're going to give you the equipping, the know-hows, like how to do that on a daily basis, because we speak from experience.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've walked it, and we're currently walking it. It's a lifelong journey.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I guess we can talk about like the different. I want to really touch on like the different pillars
Yeah.
of what HealHer is. So, and this is just from, I think we probably agree on it, but relationships have a huge influence in your
Absolutely.
life. Like,
Yeah.
it's so important. Also knowing how to heal, because somebody can get to the end of their life and they're still acting like their 13-year-old
bondage.
self. Yeah. Not knowing how to heal from maybe an abuse that they went through. And then also knowing what God-rooted confidence looks like. I mean, I remember the Lord dealt with me whenever I was in Brazil, and I was there as a co-leader there, and I didn't realize that He had something for me there to receive. And this was a time where I had just recently gone through one of the hardest patches in my marriage, and the Lord just spoke to me, and He told me that I had tried so hard to build confidence on myself and on like, building self-awareness and like bettering myself and bettering my character and things like that. But there is a whole nother level that is spiritual. That only comes from God. And He showed me that this is why my confidence was attacked. I felt so insecure. Thoughts went rampant, horrible, just thoughts.
Yeah.
It was really hard. And so He just showed me, like, in one instance, like, you've built up all these years how to build confidence in yourself, but it just takes one thing in your life that can just crumble it all down because you haven't truly built your confidence on me. And so that's a huge part. That is like our core offer. That's our core, where everything else kind of stems from, is knowing how to build God-rooted confidence, because it's more than just confidence tips. It's, no, girlfriend, we're going to abide in Christ. We are going to really build and know how to do that.
A foundation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the calling launch pad. And so this is to help you know what your giftings are, know what the Lord is calling you to do, who to help, and how to really build that out in a structured way. So we're really tackling all those parts, and those are really the pillars of HealHer.
Yeah. It's exciting, and we've talked about it before, but the relationship one, and we just really think that it's going to transform things for people. And it's the last one that we kind of put the meat into, and it was so tough. We both kind of went through a period of being like, I'm stuck, like for whatever reason I'm stuck. And then as we were going through it, I mean, there's one that I was doing, and the Holy Spirit just kind of hit me in the middle of it and gave me a word, and it's just, there's so many opportunities like that, and situations like that, as we were really letting the Lord build this content for women to learn that healing is a journey, but also your life is a journey. Just like Christ didn't just die for our salvation. He died so that we could live an abundant life and that we can make a difference, because as we do things, it changes the lives of others. And that's exactly what HealHer is all about, is just building that community in the same way that you and I have found that in one another. Like, the hope and the dream is for all of these women to find that and find those friendships and those Daniel friends, that Daniel network of just, really being able to be carried by the faith of your friends, because there are times that we intercede on behalf of one another when we are too weak to pray for ourselves. And it's just so important to have that community and have that network. And I think that that's what this is going to build.
Yeah, 100%. And I love that you brought up more specifically that relationship one, because it's so cool, again, highlighting our strengths and like what we can speak to. And so, like, this is for that woman. I know in coaching, coaches talk about like having one person that you're helping, and yes, to an extent, but that's not the mission of Christ.
Yeah.
And so this is the purpose of having partnership, because that relationship, we're able to talk to the woman walking in singleness. We're able to talk to the woman that is trying to identify if their current relationship is not it, because girlfriend, we need to cut that out real fast
Yeah.
if it's not. Also the woman that is in engagement in this premarital state.
Yeah.
And then also the woman that is in marriage, and maybe you are praying for your husband to know the Lord, or something maybe that happened in your marriage and you're trying to rebuild. I mean, it's going to speak to every single one of those women. So yeah, we're so excited, and we would love
Yes.
to celebrate with you, to pour into you on September 14th at the launch party. You can check it out and register at the link in the description below, and we'd love to see you there.
Yes, we can't wait. So excited.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.